はい。皆さん、こんばんは。Good evening, everyone. This is, Mabinik VTuber, Risha. And, oh, well, no, I'm just wondering, there's gotta be a good way to fade out the I know I found a way to transition from one scene to the other, but I just haven't figured out a good way to actually fade out the sound behind it. But, oh, well, that's, something you guys don't need to know about, so let's get today's show going, shall we? Hi. Now, this one was I just came across about a year ago. About shall we say? Okay, someone actually found out that if you switch over the fishing the light on the fishboard to LED, they can actually cut down on the fuel cost. This primary for the this guy does a squid fishing, so that's why they need light, so they can actually fish at night, light up the sea ocean, and attract the fish, and basically then basically the squid would come attracted to that to the fish. Now the problem is this guy, he actually switched over to LED for a try, and he was measuring the brightness. The problem is, yeah, it almost looked like the ship was warping, and apparently cops came to question him too. This is a bad idea. Yes, now we have a gaming squid fish boat. Okay, this part I'll go show afterwards in a minute, but there is a bit of a issue with what kind of LED actually works or not. That part of work was actually done by the Ministry of Fishing, and there's quite a bit of other stuff. Yeah, it almost looked like a spaceship, or yeah, my interpretation would have been the warp nacelle, not warp nacelle, but the NCC 1701 Enterprise, of course. And then there were quite a bit of people going like, are you sure it's not a scene from the Encounter to the Third Kind? Or even better, the Philadelphia experiment. The LED light that not only attract fish, but it also attract cops. Ashes and squid. Okay, anyways, just that there was actually, like I said, the ministerial research into this thing. Let me just if it. Oh, wrong. Let me just do this. No, there was a PDF presentation of it, not the PowerPoint. Excuse me. But then. But yeah, basically that's the kind of general fishing. That's the general pattern of how they fish for the squid out in the ocean, out in the Pacific, and some for the some in the Ocean Sea of Japan, around New Zealand, and in South America, mostly Surumeika type. And mostly they actually do use a metal use a metal hydride at night on board, and in the daytime they get the like in the ocean, and that's where the problem is, I guess. Yeah, the night one almost requires 250 kilowatt. And that light actually shows up even in the satellite imagery, like this, as you can see. And the stat-wise, it eats up about 30% of the onboard of the fuel cost, as it turns out. So yeah, there was actually there's been quite a bit of a try for the past 15 years to actually switch over from metal hydride to LED, and also they try to actually use the underwater lighting instead of the onboard. And yeah, so far as they know, they can figure out this is the amount of catch they had with a different kind of LED light. So basically, blue light blue is one of the most effective, and the dark blue. So there actually is as such. So, and once they switch it over, they can shave off about 15% of the overall fuel cost. But yeah, that's how their stuff is going. It's not quite. They haven't, as you can see with that tweet. Yeah, it's not quite catching on, as these guys the ministry was hoping for, but. But yeah, this is how the how it usually looks like at night. Once they're in the ocean. No, it's just that the yeah. Yeah, this guy had his wife do a lighting set up like this way, and he got in trouble actually for making comment that gee, sure, it looks like a fish squid fishing board, and now he's in trouble for that. And this lady grew up in a fishing community, mainly those basically where they mostly caught squid, as it turns out. And yes, she thought it was cool. But then it comes, she just finally realized that kind of lighting, or even that. Yeah, it's more like a urge to go home. So people trying people trying to convince her that yes, squid fishing is fashionable. Sure. And yeah. Okay, I usually get attracted to these kind of lights. I love these kind of lights and get attracted to it. So does that make me squid too? Okay, and this one again, on eating stuff. Iwate apparently is known as the hell state for the hell place. If you're a B grade as gourmet type. One of the weirder stuff they have is biscuit tempura. Yeah, so basically you got, yeah, if you're not thinking about the calorie, go for it. it's not quite the tempura butter that you'd have in regular quote regular Japanese restaurant over in overseas. They actually use white rice powder. Yeah. So basically, it's just to get a bit of extra calories because Iwate is one of those very cold places, so people has to have that extra calorie filled up, as it turns out. And let's see. Okay, here's someone getting questioned by his kid, 7-year-old. You know, when I was little, I had this string. No, meaning harness. How come? So I had to tell him. That's because you always love to touch cars that are still running. But how would I? What? How come? If I touch running car, I would die. That's dangerous. Yeah, so I had to agree in a loud voice. Exactly. Yep, that's why he had the harness. Okay, anyone in tech support, brace for it. This person had a banana. He had a banana that got squished in a bag, and guess what happened? It went into USB port. If I ever had to do cleanups for this in tech support, well, my sympathies to you. I had the misfortune of wiping off Dr. Pepper off a laptop on the motherboard, so I ain't saying anything beyond that. Let's see, well, and someone actually had the same thing, apparently almost same trouble. His kid stuck banana into the iPhone charging port. Yeah, the real problem. Okay, and then there was this. There were a bunch of people who had a cookie. Got a stuffed cookie. Or the other one was let's see, yeah, avocado in there, and yeah. Hi. Okay, and this person had the a piece of bread stuck in the video deck. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. When asked about the banana, the similar case involving avocado pops up. Now there is the internet, the collective human mind, epitome of it. Yeah, sure. But yeah, most people suggesting either dry it out and use a toothpick or the one of those little toothbrush for between the teeth. But either way, just send it into the shop right away because especially banana has quite a bit of moisture in it. And then there's people start seriously thinking about the seriously thinking about getting the wireless charger. Of course, maybe I should get one myself. Oh well. this one I couldn't find. I found it on Twitter, so here we go. Currently there's this oh shoot. Attachment for cell phone that actually does thermograph imagery for cell phones. So some of the good use for it is finding a freshly fried chickens. Or that, yeah, for use it at daily counter and see if you can find the freshly fried ones. If it's hot, really hot inside, yeah, it's a fresh one. And if it's just lukewarm outside, yeah, that's a stale one. For an idea. Just saying, because actually there is actually a Caterpillar cell phone, a smartphone that actually has a thermograph built in. Again, for an idea. Not that it'll do any good. It'll be any good. Don't ask. My God. Okay, and this guy is asking. Yeah, he was waiting for his first date, and the girl just went home the instant she saw my car. Guys, anyone any ideas why she didn't like this? British equivalent of Humvee, as it turns out. Most people's comment? Not the slightest idea. That's a tough case. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Not Daimler, but Daimler. A Ferret armored vehicle. It was built in 1963, and it was stationed with the British Army 9 River Squad. And it was actually it actually did take part in the Gulf Wars. Yeah. So what went wrong with it? Sure, it's got AC. It's got natural airflow in it. Is it the front forward visibility? Yeah, true as any other armored vehicle. But it even has a periscope. Maybe it's because it's not it's a desert color, not pink. Desert color pink. Yeah, I thought it would be okay for city use. Maybe because its armor was not wasn't thick enough. Maybe you need a battery or M130. What the heck is this one then? M133. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that would be a date vehicle. Sure. Take quite a bit of special lady with special favor. Ooh. Are you sure you did not serve tea? I was prepared for it. Turns out this armored vehicle does come with a boiler, a kettle, and a thermal how typically British. And yeah, for any especially just one of those things that just popped up because the live version City Hunter, not the Jackie Chan version, but the French one that came out a couple years ago. It's supposed to be French, but it looks nothing but City Hunter, so most people are just getting their brain effed up. And now this way doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's in it's broadcasted in on TV. The problem is it went on the program that actually does say foreign film theater. So that kind of buggered up the people because it's straight Japanese. And one of the review I remember seeing was this rendition of City Hunter was you ask for ramen and you get exactly ramen that you asked for. Nothing added, nothing twisted around. Basically, it's one of those rare movies these days where you try to you give out a synopsis and it's still not a spoiler. Nobody's gonna come bug you about it. Let's see. Yeah, it does end with the Get Wild. And it is still many people just list it as one of the successful case of the live version films, or live version adaptation of manga. I mean, even those there were a couple of people added in French comedians just to appease the French people, but even that blends in quite nicely, as you can see. And the dub version of this was actually done by not as same as the cast of the original anime. They were actually offered the role, but they actually turned it down because it's not Anime City Hunter. So the Ryo Saiba, or if you want to look it up outside of Japan without City Hunter, look up Nick Larson, and this one will turn up. But yeah, he was done by Ryo Saiba. In this edition was dubbed by Koichi Yamadera, the guy who did Togusa in Ghost in the Shell and Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop. And the original cast, Akira Kamiyama-san, actually did make a cameo somewhere in the film. That part, you can try to look it up. Yeah, basically he is a director. He was a director and he's a producer. And he went in to ask Hojo Tsukasa to have one, to let him make one. And that's how he got the permission to do so. And the lady who plays Kaori is his actual real life wife, as it turns out. And apparently, yeah, I've seen some of the shots, and my god, they actually did blend in most of the scenes, stock scenes from the manga. as it were into the film, as if it were a natural thing. So you really can't tell, start losing track whether it was a live version you're looking at or if it's just anime. But then you are still looking at City Hunter for sure. And yeah, I really should go take a look myself. Anyways, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, this was just before the Shin Eva came out, and there was just quite a bit of people who were out praising about spoiler and in the meantime, City Hunter. Yeah, Ryo Cyber gets a job offer from Pretty Lady, and Kaori gets re-miffed, and on top of that, Ryo gets in trouble with the enemy, but somehow he gets all done, and in the ending, he says something cool, and then Get Wild starts up. And that kind of spoiler was done from the day one of the film. And yeah, they even actually did a spoiler of saying, yeah, Still Love Her was actually in the film too. Yep. No, absolutely no one complained about it. Yeah, that's 80s and 90s film story too, yeah. Okay, anyways, that should do with that's about all we've got for today's streaming. So I mean the factory dumping. So thanks for coming around and have a good night. はい、じゃあご視聴ありがとうございました。
動きやばい。あーリにアルティメットあったらな。あーリにアルティメットあったら反転できる。